Nike, speaking about an update on the consumer, Nike putting out a release and an update on its financial position and on some stores ahead of its earnings in about a month. Here's the update. Nike says as of today, 100% of Nike-owned stores in China and Korea are open. About 95% of them, other partner stores, are open. There's a quote here from John Donahoe, the president and CEO of Nike, saying that we are encouraged by the recovery we are seeing in Greater China and South Korea as we continue to deepen our connection to customers. Also touts three features, he says, that should carry Nike stronger in the long term. That is the brand, the strong brand of Nike, the digital momentum that Nike has put in place, the foundation they call it, and the financial position. Those three factors, Donahoe says, we believe this will be a catalyzing moment that strengthens Nike's long-term picture and future. I also want to mention an update that we are getting here on some of the other stores that have been closed since March for the rest of the world, because there hasn't been a lot of update on this, so this is all new. Sounds like they are starting to reopen in about 15 countries, including Germany, France, the Netherlands, Brazil, and the United States. As of today, and here are the numbers that Wall Street's going to care about, roughly 40% of our Nike-owned stores in EMEA, 15% in APLA, and 5% in North America are open, with some operating with reduced hours. Our wholesale partners in these countries have also begun to reopen stores. So a picture there of the slow reopening of Nike stores. As far as what it all means for Nike's results and what they're telling us right now, there's going to continue to be an impact on Nike's operational and financial performance, which they call in this release uncertain. And it will depend on many factors outside of Nike's control. So I think a short-term update, Wilfred, on how they are starting to reopen stores, a reminder that they're putting out to investors that the financial impact is going to be, they didn't say this, significant, but obviously it's going to be affected by, given how many stores are still closed. They're encouraged by what they're seeing in China with all of the stores open there, and they're also encouraged about their long-term position. As far as Nike shares, they're moving higher here after market, about 2%, probably on the encouragement that they're seeing out of Asia, which they do have a big presence there. It has been a huge growth market for Nike. The fact that there's a lot of touting of digital services in this release and just how much engagement they're having with consumers on the website, on fitness programs with consumers doing it at home, and how they feel pretty confident in their long-term future. Well, for Nike's shares have pretty much performed in line with the market this year, down about 14% so far this year. That's in stark contrast to, say, Under Armour, who reported, and I spoke to the CEO this week, that stock is down 60%. It's been absolutely hammered. Totally different momentum story going into the crisis, where Nike was really at the top of its game when it came to innovations and connecting with the consumer. Under Armour, not so much. And I think this release just further emphasizes that's still pretty much going strong, at least when it comes to digital, despite the challenges of having to keep so many stores closed and just, having no customers coming in through the doors. I'm
amazed, Sarah, that Europe, Middle East, and Africa is 40% reopened, particularly as it relates to Europe, which I imagine is a large portion of that EMEA footprint, relative to the U.S. at 5%. I mean, outside of Germany, it's not like there's been drastic economic reopenings there. So that's quite a surprising and stark number. I don't know if they've just got fewer stores there, but maybe an encouraging sign of Europe that we haven't quite got our finger on the pulse of yet.